Today is Religious Freedom Day, marking our country's commitment to freedom of religion, going all the way back to this day in 1786, thanks to Thomas Jefferson. President Trump releasing a proclamation to honor the day, writing, quote, "I call on all Americans to commemorate this day with events and activities that remind us of our shared heritage of religious liberty and that teach us how to secure this blessing both at home and around the world." Here to share the true meaning of this day is our panel, Rabbi Shmuley Boteah and Fox News religion contributor, Father Jonathan Morris, and founder and president of American Islamic Forum for Democracy, Dr. Zuhdi Jasser. Thank you all for being with us.
It's good to be with you.
Good to see you all. Rabbi, I'll start with you. What does this day mean for you?
It means that America was founded on freedom of conscience, that people could express their religious views and not be persecuted for it. And Thomas Jefferson, when he offered this Religious Freedom Act in Virginia, it became a staple of American democracy. But it also means to me that there's different forms of freedom. If you're mocked for your religion, if you're made to feel that you're backward, that you're asinine and stupid, or if your religious practices are circumscribed, then you're not as free. We need not look just at the kind of persecution, say, of Christians in the Middle East, or the increasing intimidation of Jews walking around with yarmulkes, say, in Europe. Even here in America, religious people can be mocked for their religious beliefs and treated as if they're Neanderthals. That circumscribes religious freedom.
Dr. Jasser, it might not be a day that most people even know exists. Why is it so important to you?
Well, it's important to me because my parents cherish being American. They were able to escape persecution in Syria. And as a Muslim reformer, we're able to take that first freedom of religious liberty and operationalize it globally against the Islamists, against theocrats, and do what is really intrinsically American. America was founded on religious freedom, fighting against theocracy. Muslims today need that same battle. We need to take the blessings and responsibility of American patriotism and what we are as free religious thinkers in America and operationalize that. And you know, the left ignores diversity in ideas and takes it into identity politics. I like to take diversity within the Muslim community and say, you know what, where's the diversity in Saudi Arabia and Iran and across the planet for women's equality and for others? That's what religious freedom means to me.
Father Jonathan, is this a day we need to thank the good Lord above for allowing us to live in a country where we are free to believe whatever we want?
You're absolutely right. Just think about the dictatorships of recent history, of Mao, of Stalin, of Hitler. Think of even presently the religious persecution in China and Saudi Arabia. And we say, it is so important for us, if we want to protect our democracy in the United States, to protect religious liberty. And let me say, you know, the best way for us to protect it is for me to be supporting my Jewish or Muslim brothers and sisters when they are persecuted, and obviously vice versa. It's very easy for us all to protect ourselves, right? If Catholics are persecuted, evangelicals are persecuted, then we protect ourselves. No, the strongest in the courts and also in the court of public opinion for our democracy, the strongest defense of religious freedom is when we defend each other. It's a very core of our democracy.
Let's talk about this art sculpture that's in a museum in Israel, and it's upsetting a lot of Christians. And Father Jonathan, I know I just asked you the last question, but I want to start with you on this issue because a lot of Christians are upset about it, and I know that you worship Jesus. What was your reaction to this? It's Ronald McDonald on a crucifix.
Hey, I have no problem with somebody having that in their home. I think it's disgraceful, but we have the freedom to do it, thank God, in the United States and also in Israel. But it shouldn't be in a art museum because that is not art. Art has, you can't just, any personal expression does not all of a sudden make what my expression artistic. There has to be some beauty. There has to be some order. There has to be a reason to call something art. That is not art. It's a mockery. And I feel bad for the art museum that they would allow such fake art to be actually in their museum.
Dr. Jasser, we got a comment from the museum. They said if we take the art down, the next day we'll have politicians demanding we take other things down, and we'll end up only with colorful pictures of flowers in the museum. We will be defending freedom of speech, freedom of art, and freedom of culture, and will not take it down. What are your thoughts?
I have to tell you, as much as I find it offensive, as much as I, as a conservative, do not want major religions or any religions mocked, I have to tell you, look at who's endorsing the removal of this. The Islamists, those who want to impose Islamophobia laws, blasphemy laws. So we have to be careful who are the sort of common allies in offense, if you will, because they will say, oh, don't offend Christianity, and oh, by the way, let the Saudis and others torture people for criticizing Islam. Muslims like me get tortured, imprisoned, and otherwise, and they say that our work is similar to the denigration of the cross and others. So we have to be careful. Sometimes the true defense of expression and freedom of religion is defending those things that we find most offensive.
Rabbi, even if it is allowed in Israel, freedom of religion and freedom to express whatever you believe through art, if it's offensive to a big group of people, should it remain up or should they take it down?
Well, let's remember, first of all, Ronald McDonald is not kosher, so I don't know what he's doing up in Israel. But, you know, jokes aside, we Jews know what it's like to feel religiously alienated. So I think Israel should show an extra sensitivity. But the kicker on this incredible story, I mean, the idea was that Ronald McDonald was supposed to symbolize materialism. Dying on the cross is our worship of materialism. I'm sympathetic to the message. But there were many ways to express that message that was not offensive to our Christian brothers and sisters. But the kicker here, what's amazing, is that the Finnish artist who created this is pro-BDS. He wants to boycott Israel. He's an Israel hater. So, you know, screw him. Why are we putting up his art in Israel anyway? So not only do you offend your Christian brothers and sisters, but you actually endorse a boycott of Israel. So the message then becomes artistic freedom should be allowed to someone who wants to economically destroy the Jewish state. I think that Israel has to stand with its Christian brothers and sisters. Take it down, it's no big deal, and do some other ode to the glorification of materialism and the denial of spirituality, which is an important message, but it can be done in a way that isn't offensive.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for contributing today. You're so special. God bless you all.
God bless you.
Thank you.